H-Town, your Texans keep on rolling as they come on with another victory. Victory that was went the way it was supposed to. An easy victory on a team that we should have did the way we did today. It wasn't a close game. It wasn't a hard beater. It didn't come down to the last second. Your Houston Texans take care of business 40-20 against the Arizona Cardinals, and they moved to 9-5. We'll discuss what went into the game. History was made today, and we'll discuss some things that went on in the NFL that have an effect on your Houston Texans playoff picture. That and more coming up next with the Real Texas Talk. down. What's up, baby? We did it again. Texans keep on rolling. 40-20 over the Arizona Cardinals. They take care of business. They took care of their business and get the Arizona Cardinals pretty much up out of here. Like I say, guys, 40-20 in a game that a lot of history was made today on several occasions. We have you got some of these fans that would say, that the Texans, the offense still looks lackluster. I'm not gonna say that. I'm personally not gonna say that. They did a great job today. CJ continues to show me personally that he's learned a lot during his time under his concussion protocol. I think this young man is growing and showing you that he can take us all the way. And I'm going to explain some reasons why. I'm going to start off with the fact that CJ is now more quicker. He only took one sack today. I want to give another shout out, guys, to the offensive line. One sack today, CJ. This is how you got to play. This is how you got to play rolling into the playoffs. This is how you got to play rolling into the playoffs. You got to improve in the areas that you need. They showing improvement. I mean, hey, I hear people complaining about Ed Ingram's blocking. But pass blocking. I'm sorry, his pass blocking, his run blocking is superb. But you know what? The guy, I'm not complaining across anything when our quarterback, who was one of the most hit quarterbacks for the past few years, and at the end of this offense is starting to catch up with this defense. And you know what? We won't have a real true test, I don't think, until the playoffs. Because the rest of the way should be clean. It should be we should just win these next 3 games. We got the Chargers. We have the Raiders next Sunday, and then we have the Chargers. They moved our game. They flexed our game up against the Chargers to a Saturday. So we should have those guys, the Raiders, the Chargers, and then we're closing it out against Indianapolis. And man, me as a fan, a diehard fan that has been watching this team since day one. That has been watching this team since day one. It's in the air, and I'm telling you guys, it takes a bold. I would never say this if I didn't feel this. The Texans are built, and I believe that they will be. They definitely going past the divisional round. I don't see nobody with the way this team is playing. And if CJ, let me tell you something. CJ has X factor abilities, his accuracy, his athleticism. They're gonna try to say, oh, he's not athletic, and he's not Lamar Jackson athletic. But he's clutch athletic. He's Brett Favre athletic. He's, Kurt Warner athletic to me. He's clutch. He shows that ability to make plays under duress. He has a high completion percentage under duress. And with what I'm seeing, from all, I have this feeling that I'm bravely saying, and I've been posting this, and I've been putting out reels and everything that say that your Houston Texans are going to take us. We're going to go farther than ever before with this team. It's just in the cards, man. I sense it. But let's get there when we get there. Y'all come get on my back. Y'all roast your boy, whatever, if we don't get there. I'm not worried about it. I'm so confident in my team and the way this defense is playing. And the scariest part about it is, once this offense clicks, which has starting to pick up. We scored 40 today. Hey, keep that coming. We scored 25 to 30 points a game. Look out. Nobody's going to beat us all the way to the Lombardi, bro. I'm telling you right now. If we can score 30 points for sure in the playoffs, 25. I know D'Amico was acting 21 in the regular season. He should be preaching, hey, give me 25. Because your Texans are giving up 16 and a half. I think it's back to a half now. So it got to be back to 16 and a half because they only gave up 10 to the Chiefs last week, and then they gave up, who would have thunk it that they would give up 20 to the Arizona Cardinals? And I know I seen somewhere, well, I seen it posted that Will Anderson, declined to speak to the media today. And a couple of guys, but I think it's they were disappointed in the fact they gave up, probably, from what I understand, maybe they were disappointed in the fact that they gave up 20 to the Arizona Cardinals. They probably were disappointed. Will Anderson has that championship breed DNA in him, and I love it. I love that guy, man. I love that guy. All-star mentality. We won the game 40-20, and your defense is mad because they gave up plays. And you know what? The Arizona, God dropped something. The Arizona Cardinals, I'm dropping shit everywhere. It happens. The Arizona Cardinals defense, the Arizona Cardinals offense consisted of Trey McBride, and Trey McBride. That guy went off today. 12. This is why they're pissed off. If I would have been pissed off, Trey McBride went off for 12 receptions for 134 yards on this Texans defense. They're pissed off. They have every reason to be pissed off. I would be pissed off. If my defense went 12, gave up 12 for 134 to a tight end, and he had 2 touchdowns. That's all I care. I tweeted out earlier at the beginning of the game, maybe second quarter. So the offense of the Cardinals consists of Trey McBride and Trey McBride. That guy went off. I would love, hey, no disrespect. I love Dalton Schultz. He's balled out. He's been playing clutch. He's been blocking well. But I'm not finna be fake and sit here and say it. Trey McBride on another level. I would love to have a guy like that on the Texans. I would love to have a guy like Trey McBride who can take a tight end, who can single-handedly take over a game. They had 20 points. That guy accounted for, we're gonna include the field goals because those are gimme points. 14 of those 20 points. That guy was incredible. And I'm giving that guy, hey, Trey McBride, have y'all heard this statement saying, this word term? Hey, Trey McBride, I apologize. I was unfamiliar with your game. I was unfamiliar with your game, brother. I was not aware of how dynamic that guy was. I was relatively ignoring the Arizona Cardinals. I was relatively ignoring the Arizona Cardinals, guys. Uh-oh. Hey, y'all see that? These magnet thing. Y'all get y'all one of these, man. I'm going to tag the link in this thing. These things are fantastic, bro. If you're a real fan, get you one of them, bro. For your trophy case, for your shelf, for your memorabilia room, for your man cave. These things are fantastic. Sometimes they'll that magnet sometimes, I don't know. It acts weird sometimes. That's the first time it did it on my show, but it happens. But anyway, Trey McBride, man, all props to you. You've pissed off the Houston Texans. Trey McBride, bro, all props to you. You've managed, I believe that you're part of the reason that the Texans, because they shouldn't have gave up 20. I'm disappointed in them from giving up 20 because you can't ignore in victory what you wouldn't in defeat. There's no reason we should have let that guy kill us for 134. And I know that Texas defense takes more pride in it. You just heard Kamari Lassiter last week. And, if you pay attention to the Texans, I know a lot of y'all do. The Texas fan base is who I'm speaking to. You would have seen that these guys are saying, hey, it's a fail if we give up a touchdown. And, Kamari Lassiter had one pick. But if I'm not correct, I know he probably knocking himself across the head too because he just said that last week, but he gave up one too. Trey McBride was killing us. He was killing us. 12 receptions for 134. That guy is going to be, hey, y'all, now, the only problem is he's the Ferrari in a car lot full of Honda Toyota Celics or Toyota Corollas. He was the Ferrari on the parking lot of a dealership with a bunch of Toyota Corollas. Let's be honest about it. Man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. This ain't the Trey McBride show. I don't know about you, but I was impressed with that guy. I tweeted out, I would love to steal that guy. How can we get a guy like that? Because that would just take us to a lead. That guy was amazing. But we're going to leave him alone. We're going to move on. But, hey, Trey McBride, all props to you, bro. You did your thing, bro. Trey McBride did his thing. And I'm not a hater. Me personally, I don't know about y'all, but I love football. And to see a guy like that ball on the level of defense that we got, I understand why the defense was mad. And take that defense, and let me tell you something, guys. Take your Texas defense and understand that for them to be pissed off like that, this is a defensive-led team. Let's not make no mistake about it. And it's supposed to be. How many of us have heard the term defense wins championships? Excuse me. How many of us have heard the term that defense wins championships? Our head coach is a defensive coach, a winner, a Pro Bowl guy. He's reinventing or reestablishing the fact DeMeco Ryans is so confident in his defense, they'll line up in a cover one when a lot of teams are disguising what they do to try to fool quarterbacks. Nah. He's lining up in a cover one, and they running cover one on you. They're just so disciplined, so well disciplined at what they do, so well recognized about the weaknesses of the cover one, so well recognized about the weaknesses of the cover, whatever the cover two, or whatever they running, whatever package they running on you at the time, that they know the weaknesses and know that the other guy on the other side that has been taught how to beat the cover one, how to beat the cover two. So they're so well disciplined that they can say, hey, we know what our weakness is when we're running the cover one or man coverage. We know that drag routes or whatever underneath routes are weaknesses against man coverage. If you notice today, I'm telling you, there's too much the truth coming out. You see this thing just popped up. When you're telling the truth, it pops up. I'm finna reset this mug anyway on live. But anyway, come on, anyway, when you can run something that that's just the basic, it's been in the league for years and years and decades, and you still running at a very well ability, that means that your team is well caught. And you know what the weakness is, so you know what to look for if you can see what they're looking for. So I know that he's going to look for a drag or a flat or something of that nature in a man coverage route. You're going to put it, and that's why and you know what? It came back to bite them because teams are, well, you know what? The only reason it came back to bite them is because Clark, he gave up one today. I don't know why they would put Clark on McBride instead of EJ Speed. Is EJ Speed hurt? Was EJ Speed even in the game today? I think EJ Speed had to been hurt or something. Because what happened with McBride, EJ Speed should have been the guy that was on McBride. You know, EJ Speed should have been the guy that's on McBride. Sorry guys, I'm sitting here and EJ Speed should have been the guy that was on McBride. But if you notice, when Clark gave up a touchdown earlier on McBride in that game, and he couldn't keep up with that guy. So linebacker, which Christian Harris was that guy, but something is going on. You know what? Christian Harris was our fastest linebacker, our most athletic linebacker that's supposed to have developed. Christian Harris was going to be that guy that had developed into, Christian Harris was going to be that guy that had developed into our most athletic, fast, but he got injured and he was out for a long, long time. It was like a year or a half straight where he was out and we were just questioning what was going on. It was a year and a half straight where we were just questioning, hey, listen, what's going on with Christian Harris? I personally understand the fact that we play hard. That's what you guys got to understand. The defense plays very, very hard. They hit the smack. They put fear. These guys hit hard. They hit so hard that they instill fear into the opposing team. And you know what? I'm not even going to say the weak ones. They instill fear into the weak ones. Because they got some guys, let's be honest, you got some guys that are more stiff than others in the NFL. Some guys will try to protect themselves more. A guy like, let me tell you who. A guy like Vontaze Burfict, remember Vontaze Burfict? He practically, and this is going to be a controversial statement, but I'm saying it anyway. Vontaze Burfict practically ruined Antonio Brown's career with the hit that he gave him. If you watch football, and a lot of y'all do, most of y'all do, you know that he just knocked the guy out pretty much. And then CT sets in, and then, because if you look at the before and afters of how Antonio Brown used to conduct himself, it's totally different from how now. The guy's in trouble and stuff. And then you kind of can, you can't blame, if those are the cases and guys have, excuses to say, hey, look, this is why I'm wild and not like this or whatever. This is why I'm doing this or doing that, whatever, because of this. But even so, even so, guys, this Texans defense, I'm telling you guys, listen to your boy Blastoff. And I'm going to say it again. I don't know if I said it last time. I'm pretty sure I did. Bet on your Houston Texans going all the way like you did Bitcoin. And that's how confident I am. I'm telling you, I've been watching this team since 2002. I locked in 2003. I was an Eagles fan because we didn't have a team. I was all over. But I love football, period. We didn't have a team. I love football, period. You can kind of guess how old I am. I'm not old. I'm not super old, guys. I'm not super old. A lot of these guys won't talk about their age. A lot of guys won't try to act like they can. Bro, I'm 40 years old. And I've been following football since since Warren Moon. I remember Warren Moon. Since Troy Aikman, when they won their Super Bowls in 92. So I've been following football probably since, I just always took a liking to it since the 90s. Here we are almost 30 years later. And I always had a sense of teams that can win. And I've always been fans of teams. Before Eli Manning, I always loved Eli Manning. I always loved the Giants. I was rooting for the Giants. I didn't start respecting the Patriots until they came back. I think they were down 28 or something against the Falcons. It's when I was like, okay, yeah, Brady, that motherfucker is the GOAT. That motherfucker's the GOAT. I'm not going to lie, guys. I think it was like 2015, 2016. Somebody help me out. Y'all know. Shout out. Hey, what's up, B? B. Hallam. What's up, baby? Guy, B. Hallam says, guy by us fell down 6 rows through the chairs. Someone shouted, he did the last of the backflip. Oh, you was at the game, Hallam. What's up? Okay. Hey, I wanted to come out. Shout out to Hallam, man, at the game. I wanted to come to the game, but somebody won the tickets. Somebody did what they said they were going to do. And hey, I'm not no rich fella. I didn't have 2 tickets. I had season tickets. I didn't have two sets. And I almost had tickets just to go because I wanted to go, and I probably still should have just went. But I, went to the game. And sorry guys, my damn helmet is acting up. I don't know why it's doing it today. Maybe I'm about to turn this thing off. It ain't worth it. But look, I wanted to go to the game, but shout out to Bro Man. He won the tickets to the game, and he went to the game today. I hope he enjoyed it. Tap in, Bro Man, if you're out there, bro. Bro Man won tickets to the game today, and he enjoyed the win today. I hope he enjoyed that win. But anyway, guys, your Texans, man, look. To start the game off, Woody Marks, they took all of 49 seconds for those guys to, score. It took all of 49 seconds for those guys to score. Woody Marks started the first drive after the special teams. He ran like 2-3 yards or something like that. And then the very next play, CJ hits Nico Collins. Short throw across the middle, and Nico took it all the way, man, for like 52, 53 yards. And that's how you're supposed to start the game. It was a lot of history made. Today was the first time in Texans history that in the first quarter, they scored that many points in the first quarter. I think they had like 17 by the end of the first quarter. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I may be wrong, but I think they had 17 by the end of the first quarter. That was historic. We're going to keep going to some more history. I think even that guy was saying, Trey McBride, he made history today. That guy went off. But anyway, your boy CJ, he went 22 of 29 for 3 touchdowns. And again, 1 sack. Appreciate you, B. 22 or 29 for 260 yards and 1 sack. Shout out again. Hey, guys, we know what this damn offensive line has been the past 2 or 3 years. Yeah, McBride said it. I'm telling you, bro. I heard. Thank you, B. Thank you, B, for for straightening that out. Brandon Hallam said, hey, man, the next time y'all tap in, I'm going to have these chats up posted for you guys can be able to see this. But anyway, Trey McBride set a record today. And they were saying over, I know Travis Kelce and Gronkowski is, if I'm not mistaken. But shout out again to my offensive line, guys, because those guys, did their thing, man. Those guys did their thing, man. 1 sack giving up for CJ. Hey, can we complain? Texans fans? I'm talking to the Texans fan. Can we complain? No, we cannot. 1 sack, we can win we can take it all away with that. Yeah. It was Kelce's game. Okay, B. Hallam says it was Kelce's game for the most consecutive games with 5 receptions. And then today, he set the record with 6. Trey McBride said so this tells me, I'm telling you, that guy I would love to have that guy gonna be good for a long time. He just if they can get the team around that guy, which you don't build around your tight end. You build around your QB, you build around your you know, whatever. But if Trey McBride can get everything else around him that help him, that guy gonna be nice. But other than that, man, but then I heard he signed through 2029, so he ain't going nowhere. They made sure they locked that guy up, which is what they should have done. I would have done the same thing. That guy's locked in to 2021. You know. That guy Trey McBride is locked in to 2021. Nico Collins, man, had 3 catches for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nico Collins, man, congratulations to Nico. He is the 3rd receiver in Texans history to have back-to-back 1,000-yard, three consecutive, if I'm not mistaken, 1,000-yard seasons. Congratulations to Nico. Congratulations, Nico. We're going to give these guys their applause, man. We're going to give these guys their props, man. Thank you, Nico. Who would have thunk it? Nico's career started out so slow because of the fact that he didn't have a quarterback to help him get there. But once CJ came in, Nico has consistently, done well. Dalton Schultz today. Dalton Schultz continues to be consistent. Dalton Schultz continues to have that year that I thought Dalton Schultz would have last year. He came in his first year 2 years ago, and he's having a great season, man. Dalton Schultz had 8 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown. And when it comes to Cade Stover, he didn't explode on the charts today. He had 3 catches for 22 yards. But let me tell you something about Stover. Stover is tough, man. He's a farm boy. He has a farm. He's grew up on a farm. And Cade Stover has Cade Stover is somebody that I think that if they see how I see it, Cade Stover fights for those hard yards. He's been often injured this season, but Cade Stover fights for those hard fought yards, man. Cade Stover can get those hard fought yards, man. Cade Stover, he's man. If you throw it to him and he's close to that first down, he's probably more than likely gonna get that first down. The Nico Autry had a sack today. Danielle Hunter had a sack today. I know they were, like I say, history was made in terms of so much of the season, far as let's say on a Texans scale. Texans had went straight all season without giving up more than a 225-yard passer. And Jacoby Brissett today, man, he went for 249. So, I think that kind of pissed off the defense. So he broke that streak of the Texans not giving up 225 yards today. Texans hadn't given up a 225-yard passer all season. I think Matt Stafford was the one that had the most with like 223 or 220 or something like that. But today they gave up 249 of Jacoby Brissett, and they gave up 3 touchdowns and a pick. He did give a pick to Kamari Lassiter, who bust a backward flip after he got that. After Kamari got that. That interception. Hey, Kamari, take it easy. We know you got that injured foot. We don't need you hurting yourself. Speaking of hurting yourself, Pat Mahomes, man. Patty Mahomes. No, I didn't want to see this. And whoever's celebrating this, I'm sorry, bro, but to me, you trash. Patrick Mahomes went out with an ACL. He's out for the season. Now, that season was already done, but Patrick Mahomes went out for the season with, an ACL tear. They lost today, and it didn't look good when it happened, but I never want to see a guy get injured. they lost to the Chargers today. The Chargers are still in the playoffs race, and if they would have dropped the game, I think they would have moved us up a spot. But all the teams that are in this hunt, man, everybody's winning. Everybody's winning. The Jaguars took care of business today. The Bills took care of business today. If the Bills would have lost, I think we would have moved up a slot. But they were down for half of the game, but they ended up rallying back to beat the Patriots. And the Patriots are, were the top of the league at the time. Broncos, shout out to the Broncos. They took care of business, It's not they beat the Packers. It's not a team today. We didn't move positions. Texans didn't move. Hey, and for the AFC South, I have to give a shout out to the Colts. Man, let me tell you something. They brought in 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. Now, they lost today to the Seattle Seahawks. It was a close game. I thought they were going to pull it out. Whoever, I know, Texans fans, I know we keeping up with what's going on. I mean, and the Seattle Seahawks, and the Colts currently after we won that game, I guess, we still had to tap in. Because if they would have won that game, they would have still been on our tails, the Colts, right up on us, even though we were leading them. Phillip Rivers came in. They didn't lose that game today because of Phillip Rivers. They had a chance after they kicked the field goal with like 40 seconds left, hit a 60-yarder, and after Phillip Rivers had been doing what C.J. Stroud is doing, but C.J. Stroud has better ability. Phillip Rivers was managing, just didn't turn the ball over until the very last play of the game. Well, the game before they, gave it to the Chargers. But they fought hard. They showed that they still have to be respected, and we still can't write them off as a loss on the at the end of the season. We play them at NRG. They come here. You just can't write them off. They're going to be our toughest test. No, I think the Chargers are going to be our toughest test. We still got two. You got to pay attention games on this schedule left. Raiders. They trying to go for the number one pick. I don't know what their draft status is right now, but it got to be top 1 or 2 when it comes to it got to be top 1 or 2 when it comes to the drafts position. But I don't know. We can't just ignore these guys. But the way that we're playing is that's the way that you want to play. Shout out, Brandon says, broke the streak with a drive where the refs let them hold the entire drive. Stroud met up with MHG at midfield after the game. Oh, Marvin Harrison. Yeah, that was his guy at Ohio State. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I didn't catch that part. If he met up with Marvin Harrison, bro, I didn't catch that part. But that's his dog. That's his dog. That was one of his receivers when it came to that championship. I think, and you know what, Marvin Harrison, if I remember correctly, Marvin Harrison went out with Marvin Harrison was balling that game against Georgia when they was in the national championship. He was balling. If Marvin Harrison had stayed in that game, I think that it would have been an easier win for Ohio State. And guess what? Had Marvin Harrison stayed in that game, Texas might not have C.J. Stroud. Carolina might have C.J. Stroud. Just think about it. If Henry Ruggles hits that kick, Carolina Panthers take C.J. Stroud instead of Bryce Young. I'm so thankful we got. And shout out to Bryce. Them guys been balling, man. Those guys have been balling, man. The Carolina, they've been balling, man. But they lost today. I couldn't believe they lost today to the Saints. They had been on a streak, but the Saints continue to fight. Matt Shaw, what's his name? Shaw. I'm sorry, guys. Shaw. Tyler Shaw continues to ball a lot, They might have got him something. He overtook Spencer Rattler's job. But at the end of the day, good. Shout out to Ish Shaquille, says good win, Houston, Texas today. Yeah. Hey, man, you know what was good about it? The team came in that it wasn't no trap game. I heard that. I didn't see that much. This Texas team is so I'm telling you guys, let's think about this. Texans fans, how many times have a team come in like this and stole a win, and we were doing great, and then they knock you back down like, oh, no, they not ready. Or they played them so close. 19, you had to grit it out. Division games, like, we came up against the Titans, and the first game we wiped their nose. The second game, you had to expect, that they were going to put up a mean fight. I think we went to Tennessee, yeah. And you had to expect that those guys were going to put up a fight like that. And, it came close, but Davis Mills pulled it out. But a game like this, Texans, even to grit it out wouldn't look good. It wouldn't make us feel good. To go ahead and close them out, that feels good. Now, what don't feel good, like, again, I'm going to say this again, is what you do in victory, you can't ignore in defeat. You can't ignore it in defeat. And so, with that being said, you can't give up 20 points to a team like that when you just shut the Chiefs down. But then again, you know what? People age. And the Chiefs paid Patrick Mahomes $500 million 2 or 3 years ago. And so that cost their roster. Then they got a lot of injuries. Their offensive line is injured. So, and then another thing, I'm glad we shut the Texans are 5-1 against Jacoby Brissett. We're talking about Lovie Smith teams. He was on the Colts and Patriots and things like that. We're talking about bad times. Teams. These boys are like, man, you can shut. That's what I love about these boys. Hey, they don't give a damn. They're the new breed Texas. We Swarm City. Hey, and that's another thing I want to talk about, man. I should have put the poll up. I wanted to put the poll up. I had to go to the grocery store tonight, get some groceries, man, for the clothes and all that. And so I couldn't get all the things I wanted to get set up for the stream set up. But we've been going through names. If you're on Twitter or whatever your social media on, and they go through that in your groups or whatever in your social. Shout out to Bliss to be a Texans fan group. Shout out to AFC Battle South Battleground on Facebook. Shout out to Bliss to be Texans fans group on Facebook. Shout out to Texans Twitter on Twitter. If you whatever groups you're in, man. If I miss some, I'll get to you next time. But they've been debating. I've been seeing debating on Sports 610, Radio 610. Shout out to Sean Pendergast, Self Pain. Shout out to all the guys on social medias, man. Shout out to the smaller channels, Bill Bailey Sports, man. Shout out to that guy. We've been debating on what should the Texans call themselves. And Swarm City. I see, hold up, time's out. Hold up, I'm finna get to you, brother. I see what you put up there. But I've been seeing a lot of names going out, like Border Patrol and, just names, period. I think for this defense and this team, man, we got to stick with Swarm City. It's just simple. If we're doing Border Patrol, we're going to be honest. In my opinion, you're going Border Patrol, it's just controversial in these times. Border Patrol and that, some people ain't going to like. It's going to have more. You're going to have in a city that, let's be honest, and this ain't no disrespect to anybody, but in a city where people are just getting, when people getting popped for not having their paperwork right, and even if they do, they still getting fucked with for no reason. Border Patrol is a little controversial to me. And I don't know about you, but it's a little controversial. That's just my personal opinion. You got to get right, you got to get right now. But it's still, you got fans from all over. In this city, Houston got fans from all walks of life. So I think that's a little controversial. Swarm City, to me, it just sticks. They already rolling with the swarm mentality. And I've been getting emails from the Houston Texans, about swarm this, swarm that, and they even add Swarm City. I think that even the Houston Texans media marketing page has posted, they call them Swarm City Steppers. I don't like the Steppers part, take that part out. Just call them Swarm City Squad, Swarm City Boys, whatever. Keep it simple. Kiss. Let me read some of these tweets, man. I mean, some of these comments, man. If Shaquille says we can win more games, yeah, we definitely can, bro. Definitely, bro. Wait, time out. That ain't even got to be said. We got the Raiders coming up. Let me see what the Raiders record is right now, let me see what the Raiders record is. Raiders are currently, they got smashed by the Eagles 31-0. First of all, Raiders are 2-12. Teams like this, just if you're who you say you are, go on, clean them up. They trying to get the number. They trying to get probably a quarterback right now. They got people in the draft that they want to get. They probably, who they probably trying to get? Mendoza. What's his name? They won the Heisman. They're trying to get that guy from Indiana. I'm telling you, they want that guy. He'll fit in perfectly with the Raiders. He'll fit in perfect. They want that guy. Wipe those guys off the map, man. We gonna win more games. I'm interested in seeing that Saturday. We got flexed up to the Saturday Chargers game on 2 weeks from now. I'm interested to see what we're gonna do there. Jaguars, man, shout out to him. Trevor Lawrence had a day. I think he counted for 6 touchdowns. He knew he threw 4, he threw 5, and he ran 1. They taking care of business. They beat the Jets, a 3-11 team, similar as us, 48-20. I would love to see them guys in the playoffs. You know what we gonna do to the Jaguars? If it's some Jaguars fans out there, step in, say what you gotta say. Crazy. Yeah, Brandon Hallam says crazy. No Jimmy Ward and Eric Murray, and we immediately become the number. You know what, bro? And I put up a little reel where I was saying, championship teams. Matter of fact, the NFL itself is about, you're talking about warriors. These are teams full of warriors. Like the movie 300. Some of your best players are gonna fall. Some of your best warriors are gonna fall. Some of your best fighters are gonna fall. It's part of the game. They're gonna sacrifice themselves. Whatever they're doing, whether it's good or bad. Some guys did knucklehead stuff. Some guys just played their hearts out and they just dropped. Christian Harris, Brevin Jordan, Tank Dell. Jimmy Ward, he was hurt. He's not here currently, not because he's not hurt, because he involved in things that, maybe, he could make smarter decisions on to not even involve himself in. But we're not going to debate that anymore. We've already touched on it in past. But yeah, guys like Jimmy Ward and Eric Murray, and we still, because you know why? Their ability to acquire and analyze and assess talent and defensive talent especially is pretty much top of the league. They know how to get the right guy. And Will Anderson even said it. He says, we know how to get the right guys in here. We know how to get the right guys in here. We know how to, it's only a certain type of mentality you have to play with the Houston Texans. They're not going to bring you in if you don't have that mentality, that toughness, that insanity, smart insanity, not stupid, crash dumb insanity. But somebody that loves football, know what it takes, and plays the game smartly, knows, hey, you gotta learn, even if it takes injury sometimes to learn how to play the right way. You'll learn it better the next time. A hit went viral with Petrie on Rashee Rice. He hit him the right way. It looked violent. It looked like a flag was supposed to have been thrown. Offensive lineman walked up on Petrie and had something to say, but bro, that was a legal hit. That was a legal hit. But you know, these guys are we doing our best thing with the defense right now. You know, and the offense is coming along now. You know, Kamari Lassiter continues. I think this is his 5th interception of the season. 4th or 5th interception of the season. The guy is on. I mean, if this guy ain't making the Pro Bowl, I don't know what to say, man. Yeah, I think we ready too, Shaquille. Shaquille says we can go to the Super Bowl. I think we ready. I think so. You know what? I don't even think so. We got to stop thinking and, man, maybe this and that. We got to spirit bomb this thing. And I said this in the past. Y'all remember how Goku, when he had to defeat, you know, major people that came to that world, to Earth, Turles, if you remember the Tree of Might and things like that. I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. Shout out to the Dragon Ball Z fans that grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. You gotta bring all our energy. They need all energy. They showed me that they need my energy when they came back again. I'll say this again. When they came back on the Jacksonville Jaguars. They showed me everything I needed to see. Like, this team is built to believe. That saved our season. And they've been rolling ever since. They've been rolling ever since, 6 games in a row. So, yeah, we ready for the Super Bowl, bro. B says, his stick city, huh? Yeah, his stick, yeah. You know, his stick, but to me, yeah, that's a better name than a lot of these names I've seen. It's better than Border Patrol. But, you know, they've been incorporating Swarm, man. And I got a reel that I'm gonna drop, man. It's gonna hit hard, bro. I've been working on this reel to drop the Texas hype reel, man, for the season that I've been working on. It's gonna hit hard, guys. The music makes it sound. B. Hallam says the music makes it sound like you are at an award show and won't get off stage. Yeah. That's right, bro. But look, man, you know, they took care of business today. There was no movement in our division as far as the Texans were concerned because everybody pretty much won their game. The Broncos beat the Packers. The Colts, they were already in the hunt. They weren't, you know, they were in the hunt. And they dropped. And shout out to Phillip Rivers, man. They guy came in 44 years old. Everybody was expecting them to get ran through. They were on the verge of winning the game, but the defense let them down. I'm not going to blame it on Phillip Rivers. He threw an interception at the end of the game. But we talking about the end of the game and saw like 20, 30 seconds left, and he was just trying to make a play. They shouldn't even had to have gave the ball back to put that pressure on that guy because he did what he was supposed to do and made a crazy back shoulder fade to, I didn't see the guy name, I don't remember, but they were in field goal range and the guy hit a 60-yarder. With less than a minute left, your defense was supposed to hold those guys. Texas have stood up in those situations plenty of times this season. Early on, we were dropping those type of games, but they stood up plenty of times. Shout out, man, to Jawar Jordan. Man, that guy came in after Woody Marks went down. And this is no slight on Woody Marks, not even in the slightest. We need Woody Marks. I think currently where we at now, to be honest with you guys, from what I saw, Jawar Jordan came in with an explosive game, like Aaron Foster debuted against the Dallas Cowboys when he was like, hold up. You know, this guy had been on the practice squad. This guy had been relatively ignored. I think he had been cut. And shout out to guys like Larry and Stafford, man. Shout out to my big bro, Larry and Stafford, man. He had been calling for that guy, radio calls for that guy. I've heard radio people were talking about, hey, well, Jawar Jordan's like 180 pounds. He ain't gonna, you know, kind of dismissed it. That guy came in and showed he belongs in the league. He can be used. I wouldn't say use him as a ground and pounder. Use him as a gadget player. Use him as a as an optional back in certain situations. Split him out with Woody Marks. I'm questioning because I have been seeing that we could probably get a guy like Jeremiah Love in the draft, but do we really need to invest that first round pick into somebody like that instead of getting a dynamic tackle or a center? And I hear people saying Ed Ingram needs to go, or if he wants too much money because his pass blocking is not as good as his run block. He's a dynamic run blocker, and somebody may offer him the money for the run blocking. His pass blocking is lackluster, but do we really? Let's say and Woody Marks, I wouldn't get rid of Woody Marks and by far I wouldn't bench him. I would try to find a role because Woody Marks is a clutch fighter. He's a tough SOB. Woody Marks fights for those extra yards. Woody Marks, he's been a closer. I call Woody Marks the closer. Woody Marks has been closing out games consistently, guys. And today he was healthy scratch. Well, he got injured. I think his ankle got rolled up on. I'm not gonna say he was at scratch, but he could have came back in. Coach D'Amico even spoke, saying that, hey, he could have came back in, but the way that Gagumba Wale and Woody Marks is banged up, we're not gonna, say that he wasn't. And I mean, you gotta understand that with the way that they were playing the game and the way that Gerard Jordan came in playing the game and the way that we were winning, you didn't really need to bring the guy back in. Woody Marks is the guy, he gonna kill himself he's very intelligent, first of all. Woody Marks knows what lanes to take, or he knows just enough. He knows what he has to do. He knows how to block. He's a tough SOB. So a guy like that, he's what I thought Dameon Pierce should have been. No disrespect to Dameon Pierce, but Woody Marks is what I thought Dameon Pierce should have been. Brandon Hallam says, did you expect a healthy Phillip Rivers and unhealthy Mahomes at season end? No, sir. Nobody did. Especially, nobody expected Phillip Rivers Pierce. Phillip Rivers had been out the league 4 or 5 years. Nobody expected Phillip Rivers. I would have been on a more, what somebody would say, do you expect either Phillip Rivers to come back or Mahomes to get injured at the end of the season? I would have put my money on, looking at their roster and everything, I would have bet more on an unhealthy Mahomes than I would have bet on a Phillip Rivers. The Chiefs drafted Simmons, I believe, on as an offensive. The way that the thing is that this league in general this year has been going in a way that's been crazy. Period. Nobody would have thought that the Chiefs would have been out of the playoffs. Nobody would have thought that the Patriots would have been leading their division. Nobody would have thought that, the Baltimore wouldn't be winning their division. It's been crazy all year. So to say everything that's been happening has been unexpected, and it's been weeks that I could even see like, okay, the narrative is all the top teams are going to lose this week. Hell, the Buffalo Bills lost, the Chiefs lost, the Eagles lost, the Ravens lost, all in the same week. That week when we beat the Ravens, I believe that's the week that everything dropped. So the narrative has been just different this year. You got teams that this is going to be the most interesting playoffs to me and a lot of NFL fans that we've seen in a long time. Ravens are currently 7-7. Those are the guys that you got to watch out for. Those guys make it in the playoffs because you got to think those guys were in purgatory as well. But since Lamar has returned, those guys, Lamar is an MVP kind of player, bro. Those guys like that, those are the guys you got to watch out for. Because if those guys get back in, you got to look out. Their defense has been playing better now. They shut out the Bengals. Who would have thought they would shut out the Bengals with Joe Burrow? They didn't. 20 and Joe Burrow played today, 24-0. You know what, guys? All I can say is, the Texans are taking care of their business. 9-5. D'Amico Ryans, to me, deserves Coach of the Year. They stole it from him the year Shane Steichen won. I don't know I don't know what the criteria is. But D'Amico Ryans has come in here 3 years, 3 playoff appearances is what we're currently sitting at facing. 3 CJ Stroud, 3 years, 3 playoff appearances, but yet he's disrespected. I'm a Madden player. I'm pissed off. I log in. My quarterback rating, they dropped this guy to a 78. Why? What made this guy go from like an 83, which that was still low, but what made this guy go from like an 83 to a 78 in Madden, bro? The offensive line? The guy offensive line wasn't blocking him. How can you blame a quarterback that low when he was getting killed earlier in the season? I'm so glad they were able to find the pieces to move around to get this line looking better than it has earlier in the season. But we should go ahead and take care of business against Las Vegas Raiders. Should be an easy win. Shout out to Jawar Jordan, man. I'm skipping back. This guy made history. The first Texans player to come in as a rookie and rush for that many yards, over 100 yards in his debut. And not only that, he had 100. He was the first Texans player to reach 100 yards this year, period. And we got Woody Marks on the team. We got Darryl, and we got Nick Chubb. But this is the youth movement. This Texas team is going the way that the youth is going. The people that are setting this team up for success, it's a team built on championship youth, and that's how you win. We got years worth of winning. Just keep the youth on the team. That's your core players. You gotta keep Kalen Bullock. You gotta keep Kamari Lassiter. You have to keep Derek Stingley. You have to keep Will Anderson. You have to keep CJ Stroud. The way it's looking, you gotta keep Woody Marks. The way it's looking, I'm not going to speak on Jawar Wright just yet. I got to see more. But this is the youth movement. This is what you want, Texas fans. The youth movement. I'm so proud of these boys, man. Texas moved 9-5. A team of destiny. The Texans are still in the situation to where, we're the team of destiny. I got a few clips, man. We're going to play post the game, man. Look, this is one of my favorite runs from Jawar today. This is everybody's favorite run. This is everybody's favorite run, guys. But the guy went 14 man, the guy had a day, bro. The guy went 15 for 101 yards. Historic. Let me put up one of these plays for us. Let's put up one of these plays. Get some little locker room conversation.
Nice move. Hit across midfield.
Jordan entering the game, man, and he went off. lifting him.
Hit across
When I saw that, I was
midfield.
like, go. I didn't. He later
Inside
said.
the 20. All the way down near the 16 of
He
Arizona.
later said that, you know, after not seeing the field for so long, those weighted pads made him tired. I'm like, man, keep going. But the guy was tired. Those helmet and pads and stuff, he was tired, man. That was a dynamic.
It's Jordan.
Man. Hey,
Nice move. Hit across midfield.
dude made history. We got
George
26
Jordan.
and 27. I'm loving
Inside
it.
the 20. All
I'm
the way
loving it.
down near the
I don't
16
know
of
about you
Arizona.
guys, but I'm loving that. You know, I'm loving that, guys. 26 and 27, I'm loving that. Yeah, you know, man, it's crazy. And Woody Marks, like I say, he could have came back in the game, but you know, they say that Jawar was taking care of it, bro. Jawar was handling the business. With Jawar handling the business and Adare Agumbawale handling the business, why else would we need that guy to come back in the game? Just rest him. We gonna need him for later on in the season. We're gonna need our young gunners. And you know what? I see a lot of posts saying, Joe Mixon, we miss you. We miss you, Joe. And you know what, bro? When it comes to Joe, man, listen. Joe's injured, man. You're not gonna. Joe, look, man. Joe is not gonna. Joe is not gonna. Joe is not gonna be able to come in right away after missing so much time, missing the whole season, and then make that impact. That takes effort, man. Joe not gonna be able to step in and just come in and start, you know, running through guys and being the same old Joe. That doesn't happen. He gotta, unless he's been having the off season, and I'm gonna say off season because I know we in season with football. But Joe Mixon is not gonna be able to had all of that time off and just step in and be able to do what these guys are doing. It takes reps. It takes hitting. He got to get back used to hitting and whatever. Unless he's doing Kill Bill style training, you know what I mean? And I don't see Joe Mixon. So the ones that are calling for Joe Mixon to just step in, like, we miss you, we need you back. Yeah, we need Joe Mixon back, but Joe Mixon is not going to be able to step in and do what these young boys are doing right away. None of these boys is Joe Mixon. We're not going to say that. Now, if we had Joe Mixon, that's just over the kill. That's just over the top. But nobody's going to be able to, Joe Mixon is not going to be able to step in right now and do, that's just like Jimmy Ward. He's not going to be able to step in, just like Tank Dell. He's not going to be able to step in live game action and be the Tank Dell of old. It's going to be highly unlikely. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying that these guys have to see game action, have to have a full a season of practices and whatever they take to get used to getting back to the bang bang and everything else. You know what, B? I think that's what's gonna happen. He said, I think there's a lot of savings letting him go this offseason. Yeah. With Joe Mixon, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not missing Joe Mixon as much as I thought I would, just because by the goodness of luck and the good Lord or whatever that takes that came in, we've had guys step up and that wouldn't have stepped up. The situation is what it wouldn't have been in the years past, where we just happen to be lucky to have some dynamic players. And shout out to Nick, you know, Casario, because he drafted Woody Marks. And everybody was like, why are you drafting Woody Marks right now? We got Nick Chubb, we got Mixon. He knew what we didn't know, and I think that he wanted to just keep the roar down by not letting everybody know what Mixon was going through. But shout out to Mixon. No love lost, bro. Football, they did him wrong last year. They did Joe Mixon wrong last year when all those hip drop tackles was hitting him, and the brother couldn't get it. Nobody was getting fined, and they kept letting no penalties when flags were thrown, and the guy was hip drop tackle at least twice. That wear and tear, man. You know what? And let's think. I think that they've been teaching. Somebody let me know. I think they've been teaching that. I haven't seen that happen, and we're gonna knock on wood. Maybe this particle wood or whatever. We're gonna knock on wood. I haven't seen that kind of tackle much this year lately. I think they're starting to teach that away, and they've been doing a great job in like, hey, do not do that. You know. But it sucks that it has to happen after we lost one of our star running backs. Yeah, B Hallam hit a note. If they want, B Hallam, Brandon Hallam, 51 says, if they want to pay guys like Stroud, Will, and Lassiter, Bullock, eventually they need to make savings somewhere else. And I'm gonna say this too. I think that the savings are gonna come because a lot of these defensive tackles might go somewhere else. They may drop some of the guys that aren't elite blockers on our offensive line. You know, maybe even a tight end. Maybe, hey, I could see guys. I don't know what his contract looking like, but I could see a guy like Dalton Schultz probably being his last year. Linebackers. They're gonna have to cut some talent because they can't pay everybody. We're not, our cap, our above the cap number isn't that crazy. So I can't see that we're gonna be able to pay these guys, all these guys, because you got Will Anderson, you gotta pay him. That's gonna be historical. You got a quarterback that's turning it around. You're gonna have to pay the guy now. He's playing his way into it. CJ, shout out to CJ. Shout out to CJ managing this game. That's all we need to do. Hey, manage this MF all the way to the Super Bowl. He's good enough to make the plays. That's the thing. Have a mix of both. He has big playability that Davis Mills doesn't have. So mix that game. Have a balance of both. Mix that big playability in with the ability to throw the ball away, not take sacks. And that's what I've been seeing from CJ. And I'm so proud of this young brother. If y'all watching the game, watch him. The guy went 22 of 29 today for 260 yards, 75% completion, one of the highest in the league. He's learning. That little bit of having that concussion session for 3 games and being able to see a guy that doesn't have your ability in Davis Mills, but still able to win 3 in a row. What this guy did to win 3 in a row. The line still was the same line early on. But you know what? He's checking it down. He's not throwing it into dangerous situations. He's getting rid of the ball quicker. Man, definitely, CJ's a smart guy. CJ came in the league starting. He didn't have the chance to sit behind anybody like Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers for a little bit. You know, like Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre a little bit. That is very valuable. That's why even guys like Tom Brady say, man, we just throwing these guys in the fire now. They throwing a lot of these rookies in the fire now. That is valuable teaching to sit back if you're an intelligent quarterback to say, how has this guy been winning consistently? Okay, when this happens, CJ didn't see that. CJ's always been a playmaker. He's always been able to win off of his ability, and he had elite wide receivers across the board at Ohio State. Garrett and Olave and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Ibuka and Jigba. Man. His ability now to adapt is what's taking us. I'm not worried now. This is what I wanted from CJ. His ability is to be able to adapt and see that, hey, I can be a game manager and still be me because my defense is so top tier. I don't have to put it all on myself. If we just don't give them points because I'm making mistakes, defense is going to take care of that business. And we're going to have our chances. Let me dink and dunk, and then I'll have plays like the one I had earlier, 49 seconds into the first quarter to Nico Collins. That's what it's going to take, guys. It's mentalities like that. That's what wins championships. That's how Brady won championships so many years, because first of all, his head coach was a defensive-minded coach. Bill Belichick, we all know, was a mastermind at defensive. All Brady had to do was just be hyper-intelligent and know not to give the ball away to the other team. He just wasn't giving it away. Peyton Manning, when he came into the Broncos, Peyton Manning wasn't the Peyton Manning of old with the Colts. Peyton Manning was cerebral. He was a master game manager. Nothing wrong with that. All in all, I've heard Cam Newton, you're a game changer or a game manipulator, a game manager. Bro, ain't nothing. Be a master game manager. Well, okay. If the offense is what the lead, if the offense is the leader of the team, see, the moment that Lamar Jackson, and that's why he's been winning MVPs. I'm not trying to knock that brother. But the moment and you see that the offense, the way the Baltimore Ravens goes the way of Lamar Jackson. He's that game changer. He's so good, he can elevate the team by his ability. And the Ravens had that defense. That's why they've been winning so consistently, because he's a game changer, and he because remember early on, Lamar Jackson would throw picks and picks and picks and early in his career, and they started to teach him, hey, make smarter decisions. That's how they were able to go so far. Tom Brady was the ultimate game manager. Ultimate. It wasn't his speed ability. It wasn't his, ability to just. Yeah. Tom Brady was more of a guy that could beat you cerebrally. He studied. He learned defenses left and right. He learned how to read defenses and knew what the weak spots were and knew how to manipulate things. Master manipulator, game managing. He was the ultimate game. Peyton Manning was the ultimate game manager. He didn't win as much as Brady did. Brady was one of the ultimate winners in the league. Guess what? He'll take what you give him, and then when you give him more, he gonna take it. He was just so smart and cerebral. CJ can learn that. And CJ can be better than that. He has the ability to be better than that with if he can take it and be cerebral and still apply it's okay to have that Brett Favre-like ability. That's why you get guys like Brett Favre that are game changers, that have those big play abilities and can take you far. But then when it comes time to, ultimately, I need you to be locked in. That's why a guy like Brady can come back down from 28, because if you're going to do stupid things like not run the ball the rest of the game like Atlanta did that year, still throwing the ball, and then the defense, which did what they were supposed to do because their head coach is a mastermind defensive coach in Bill Belichick. And all Brady got to do, okay, every time we get the ball back, so that's what made them so good. You had a mastermind defensive coach in Bill Belichick. You had a mastermind offensive player in Brady, who could overcome maybe even an offensive coordinator who didn't know. Brady was Brady was his own offensive coordinator at times. You got that parent with this parent, and it's going to gel just so perfectly. So when the defense do his job, just keep getting me the ball back, defense. I'm going to do my job. And that's all Brady kept doing, all the way to multiple championships. It took to beat guys like that. It's the same thing to beat guys like Patrick Mahomes. You just have to have the ultimate defense to beat those kind of guys. That's why their weaknesses were always the Ravens, guys like that, or the 2012 Giants, Osi Umenyiora, and guys like that. Michael Strahan, 07, it was guys like that. You got to have the ultimate defense, which is what we got. This is why this is our time now, guys. This is the Houston Texans' time right now to take over and go ahead and run the table. It's no better time than now. You don't have to pay your quarterback right now, today, this season. You don't have to pay Will Anderson right now today. Go ahead and take advantage of what we have and just run the table all the way through. Even if we lose one more game, I don't want to lose one more game, but it doesn't matter. If we win the division or not, I'm not afraid to go play the Patriots. Look what they just dropped the game to the Buffalo Bills. But look how we did the Buffalo Bills. You think we scared of those guys? The Broncos got away with one when they knocked C.J. Stroud out the game. We already know. I don't care what nobody say. We already know how Sean Payton plays the game. We don't know what Sean Payton told those guys behind closed doors. If you get that, Sean Payton could have said, if you get that MF in a situation, you can knock his ass out the game. We already know what the bounty gate was. When he was with the Saints. I wouldn't have put it past him. They rocking and rolling. I already knew the Broncos with Sean Payton was going to be something tough because that guy, when he had the chances with Drew Brees, all he needs is the quarterback. Can't knock him now. Who can knock Sean Payton for wanting to get rid of Russell Wilson, for being pissed off at Russell Wilson? What is Russell Wilson doing now? Sean Payton is an elite coach. Jim Harbaugh, an elite coach. John Harbaugh, an elite coach. Andy Reid, an elite coach. We seeing DeMeco Ryans, an elite coach. We have an elite coach, guys. Don't let nobody say how his halftime game management is trash. His halftime, 2-minute offenses and drives is trash. Man, the guy's still a third man. The guy is doing things that nobody expected him to do. But the ones that knew him coming out of San Fran, people wanted DeMeco. Guy's a family man. He has his team believing. He has his team coming back 19 down in the fourth quarter to rally back, win, and then go and win 6 more. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so this team ain't no Boy Scout. Oh, hey, you can't have this going on. This man, they letting people be themselves. The team is embracing the city's culture, H-Town culture, a diverse culture. They recognizing that everybody ain't a Boy Scout. Everybody comes from our walk of life. Long as you can do your job right, stay out of trouble. That's all we ask. You got to stay out of trouble. Stay out the media. That's why they got rid of Stephon Diggs. Shout out to Stephon Diggs for recovering from his ACL tear, or was it Achilles, whatever it was. But the guy was involved into the media. He was too dramatic. You got the 4-5 women popping off at the same time in the news. They didn't want that, so he was expendable. Not saying, and I wish we still could have had Stephon. He wasn't that much of a distraction. He just doing it. He just being a man. He being a championship warrior. Doing this. That's what some warriors do. Can't knock him, but for this team, that was a distraction, and it wasn't worth it. And the team's still doing great. Now he's doing, we're going to see these guys, and we're going to face these guys in the playoffs. I truly believe that it's going to be them or the Broncos or the Jaguars that we face, and we're going to have a chance to knock these guys out. We're going to have a chance to knock these guys out. And I'm not scared of any of these guys. I don't know about y'all. There's nobody except if we lose a bunch of guys, which we've been playing pretty healthy. Everybody's been pretty healthy, Let me read some of these comments. Brandon Hallam says, I think the savings come from a lot of the wasted Caserio contracts too. $20 million between Jimmy Ward and C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Yep. Others like Cam Robinson, Laken Tomlinson, and Autry doesn't need $10 million. Now, Cam Robinson, yeah, he had got like 14. I think he had like 14 was it guaranteed or something. I know he was getting like 14 million, but he rode the bench and they got rid of him. Laken Tomlinson, yep, he gone. Now Autry, he had a sack today too. Autry has had like 3 blocks. He has Autry has been a consistent player as far as a defensive tackle, rotational player. We got to keep Autry, man. So I feel you, bro. But Denico Autry has been playing very, very well as defensive tackle this season, man. He's been playing since he got in. He just got to stay healthy. Every time Denico Autry, that's why when Tim Settle went out, I was like, yeah, but we got Derek Barnett, we got Denico Autry, Tommy Togiai. They got crazy depth on this team, guys. The Texans actually have crazy depth on this team. But Autry, maybe not 10 mil, but if you can find a room, whatever to make him comfortable, Denico Autry, I think he needs to stay on this team, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Denico Autry got to stay. I'm so proud of him. CJ Stroud is the best. Let's go. Yeah, that's right, Shaquille. It's Shaquille. That and B. Hallam says that, and there's no Lakin Tomlinson, City Sauls, or Kenyon Greens out there. Well, hell, nah, yeah. No Kenyon Greens. Was a fail. Lakin Tomlinson, the experiment is over, was a fail. That offensive line, those guys were not holding their positions the way that they should have been holding their positions, man. But, this is what football is about. You see, you're not going to start the season. This is a shift. Let's move around. Let's see what's working. Let's see. And then the guys that were rolling early on, a lot of guys that were rolling early on, they're not rolling anymore. Buccaneers aren't rolling right now. Buccaneers aren't rolling. The Commanders, since, Jaden Daniels went out, they weren't rolling. They started out hot. These guys, it just takes, all it takes is for, you have to have the right foundation in ownership and the right foundation in coaching, and your general manager has to be right. And a lot of us were pissed off about the way the offensive line was looking, and so Nick Caserio became a target of like, man, this guy needs to go. A lot of people were saying that. I wasn't saying that. I've always been calculating Caserio, but then at some points, it was like, oh man, I started to doubt. I admit, a lot of guys won't admit that. I started to doubt Caserio. Like, man, what are we doing here? Are you hitting on these guys? You trading, then you got Cam Robinson sitting out there, then you got to trade Dameon Pierce, and then you got Kenyon Green on, and, but hey, that's what it's about. Nobody's going to be perfect, just like in life, but this ain't no preaching session, so we ain't finna get there. But it's just the point that even with the football, man, you got things that are going to shift. Guys are going to get hurt. And with that, man, our team is this is the best position that my team has been in. Even today, I saw that coming. I said this was the best team position that we've been in ever. Before we even got to, we weren't in. I think we were like maybe one game over 500 or one game under. It's because you can see the talent. You can see that these guys are hungry. Kalen Bullock's hungry. Kamari Lassiter is hungry. You got all these young stars, young talent that you can take to win. You got everything you need to win. So, man, look, if all goes well, we're just gonna win out. And the Jags play the Broncos next week, I believe. The Jags play the Broncos next week, I believe. And, there was a stat came out that no team that started out 0-3, except for us, we're the only team that made the playoffs or something like that, and we back there again, man. We're back there again. We making history, guys. We making history. But I know one thing. I got to go back to that guy, Trey McBride. I want somebody like that on my team, bro. Dalton Schultz, if he don't stay, I want to go. Who do we think won't make the roster next year? Who we will sacrifice on the roster at after this season because we got to pay guys. Because that's crazy. I don't know a team in recent years had to pay 2 guys the same year because both of your draft picks first round draft picks and got both get historical contracts. These guys' contracts probably gonna target over close to $1 billion, $800 million in contracts between the two of them, between Will Anderson, and then you gotta pay Kamari, and you gotta pay Caleb. They deserve contracts. These guys deserve contracts. That's why I know we're gonna be. You can't get rid of Caleb. You can't get rid of Caleb. You can't get rid of Kamari. You can't get rid of Stingley. He already just got paid. You can't get rid of CJ. You can't get rid of CJ. When early on they were questioning, does this guy deserve a contract? Does this guy deserve? Yeah, he's showing it now. He's playing smart. Just play smart all the way through the playoffs. If you just play smart, don't turn the ball over, bro. We're gonna get our points. If CJ just plays like the way he played today, don't turn the ball over. Take your chances when you get them. Throw the ball away when it gets rough. Make your plays. But we're not telling you to kill your heroic ability, your hero check, your hero X factor, heroic X factor. We're not telling you to stop that. But we gotta have common sense, and that's what he took today. And that's why his stats looked so good today. He's starting to realize that. And that ain't that he did it. And he saw Davis Mills play that, and he's like, well, damn, I needed to see that. And ever since he came back, he's been lighting it up, man. Not taking unnecessary sacks, not trying to play hero ball. He don't have to do that. And it's been paying off. We've able to spring 6 wins in a row. So Davis Mills has won 3. When everybody was like, oh, Davis Mills won 3 games in a row. And Davis Mills won some big games. Shout out to Davis Mills, the ultimate backup, ultimate team player. And CJ has just won 3 since he's been back. Guys, we're in a situation we ain't never been in before. Houston Texans fans that know they got a feel for this team, that's been down with this team since day one. We've never been in this situation ever before, man. We've never had this much of a complete team. And that's one thing that I was not concerned about. It was like, we might have had a good defense, but man, we didn't even have a quarterback. We didn't have the quarterback. And that year that Deshaun Watson them went up 24-0 or 24-3 on the Kansas City Chiefs in the 2019 season, that defense wasn't complete. It wasn't complete. We didn't have the linebackers to cover Travis Kelce, the speed. We had Tyrann Mathieu and I forgot the other guy on the other side. I think it was Quentin Nelson. But we didn't have the linebackers to be able to, because they took advantage of our ability of not having the linebackers to cover Travis Kelce that year. I think Denzel Perryman was one of our linebackers that year, and Denzel Perryman, and I forget who else. If y'all know, help me out. That year, Deshaun Watson, which he played, but that game he wasn't playing game manager. If he'd have played more of a game manager skill, we could have scored more points. But they were letting the blitz get to him, and we just weren't able to rally back. And those guys were able to come back and put 50 on us. But this team with this quarterback and this coach, this is a defensive team. That's why you can kind of get away. And the worrying factor is, I'm not worried about it because the team is so good, the offense is so good, and your quarterback is so good, is that you got a rookie offensive coordinator. I'm gonna have to look up the stat to see how have rookie coordinators, offensive first-time play caller, because he's a true first-time offensive coordinator because he was a tight ends coach before he came out here. But I want to know the stats of how, as a first-time rookie offensive coordinator, fared on the way to winning the championship. Has there ever been any rookie offensive coordinators that have ever won a championship in their first year as being an offensive coordinator? But by your head coach being a defensive guy, maybe he can. He's such a good defense. D'Amico Ryans is such a good offensive coordinator that I think that he can overcome that. But the offense. I'm not. That's the thing. The Texans have never had this level of offense, and it's not. This offense completion, we got it all across the board. You got your tight end in Dalton Schultz. You got a tougher side tight. We ain't talking about a Gary Graham. We're not talking about a C.J. Fedorowicz. We're talking about Kay Stover, who is tough. We're talking about Dalton Schultz, who's just enough. We're talking about running backs, the running back room that's pretty complete. This running back room is pretty solid and pretty complete. Even without Joe Mixon, it's looking good. We all were worried about Joe Mixon, man, that's going to be a big hole in our offense. No, these guys are picked up. They've combined to give what Joe Mixon may have gave by itself on a lot of this stuff. Could you imagine a Joe Mixon with a Woody Marks? Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb, Woody Marks. Without Joe Mixon, I'm not even gonna say Nick Chubb because I don't think we would have gotten. I think that they already knew that Nick Chubb. I think that the Texans had already known that Mixon was going to be going through something. Is why they brought in Nick Chubb. I think so. And they still insured that up by getting Woody Marks. So, I want to see if I can catch a press conference right quick, guys, and then, because I know that, as a matter of fact, the press conference has already been had, but, they already did the press conference, but I want to show you guys, what went on in the locker room. Game ball was given to, the game ball was given to, the game ball was given to Jawar Jordan, the final game ball, because the guy had a great day. The guy, Jawar, had a fantastic day. Texans. Yeah, he had a fantastic day. Rookie broke history. First rookie to come in and rush for that many yards. The first player of the season to rush for that many yards, over 100 yards. CJ addressed the media after that play. Let's hear what CJ had to say, guys, after that win. Let's see what CJ had to say. He addressed the media. And let's see what Coach had to say. Listen
always for what he's allowed us to do, what he allows our.
Check out a little bit what Coach Ryans had to say, guys, before that.
All right, first and foremost, just for me, give glory where glory is due, all praise, honor, and glory to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Thankful, as always, for, what he's allowed us to do, what he allows our team to do, just continue to believe, continue to fight through any battle, any adversity we've faced, and continue to come out on top. So we're really proud of our guys, proud of our coaches, our team, coming out today, playing true complimentary football, handling this game the proper way, and finishing how we know how to finish.
Over the Arizona Cardinals press conference.
What did you think about Jawar Jordan's performance and how the running game really helped elevate you all on offense?
Jawar did an outstanding job for us, for the young man to come in and for his first game to have a debut like he had. Of course, he broke a record, most yards as a Texan in a debut game. He ran the ball very well, efficient, showed the explosiveness, showed the speed that he has and that we've seen, in practice and he's been on practice squad for us. It just shows again, like, whenever your number is called, are you ready for that opportunity? And no one knows until you get that moment. And it's about you taking advantage of that moment and not looking back. And I thought Jawar
it's short.
Very well.
How rare is it for a guy to kind of go off in the practice squad and make that much of an impact the first time to elevate it and put on to the field and ask to make some plays?
Yeah, there are a ton of guys in this league that have made it, right, being undrafted, practice squad, and when they get their opportunity, like they make the most of it and they don't look back. I mean, I just look at Aziz, and he was a guy who was, undrafted, right, and he found a way to break into the league and become a starter just when he was given an opportunity. He did an outstanding job of it. And Jawar, just taking advantage of what you've been given. You never know how guys will respond. But we've seen flashes of it in practice. For him to come out and do it today, it was really, really cool to see, and really proud of him for just staying in the course. It's easy to get discouraged. Like when you're not getting called up, it's easy to get discouraged. I think he's handled himself the right way every week, and he's taking advantage of today.
Nico, could you please explain, I thought, at least from my perspective, maybe, and you had a closer view, when they said Blake did not report as eligible.
Yeah, guys, and that's Coach D'Amico giving his tidbit on, early on what happened with Jawar Jordan and whatever. We're going to go ahead and skip ahead to hear a little bit of what CJ had to say a little bit on his press conference, guys.
Yeah, can you just talk about, one, just the balanced attack that you guys had today to be able to run the ball, and then you got so many receivers involved, and then also just follow up about Nico getting his third season in a row 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I think, that was a goal of ours, coming out the KC week, it was just, not leaving anything out there, in the run or pass game, and I think, in practice, we communicated a bunch, and then it went to the game, and it went over to the game, and we executed at a high level. So I think it goes back to our preparation. I thought we did a good job of that, and I'm just super proud of Nico. It's my brother, man. I miss him on a couple out there. I owe him a couple more, but I'm just really proud of him, and the work he's put in on his body, on his game. And I think he's one of the best in the league, and he's proven every year. So let's keep this streak going.
How do you feel about how you guys are playing overall, this long winning streak, and now you are in the thick of the playoff race?
Yeah, I think, we started off a little rough, of course, and then, you want to be playing your best ball in December, going into January, and I think, since we're doing that, it's really good, but there's always things to improve on, and, we left a little bit out there, but I feel, like we got better than we did last week, got better for last week, and every week we just keep progressing, and I think that's all we can do right now.
And what do you think about Jawar and the game he had?
Basically, yeah, we're going to kill it there. But basically, like, CJ was saying, this is the time, and this is what teams do in December. How many times have Texans been playing their best ball in December all the way through? They got the chance. See, the thing about the Texans, they had the fourth hardest schedule in the league. And they ended up where they are. They broke out a 6-game, the gauntlet that we were going to go through, that people were like, oh, they're going to drop one here, they're going to drop one there. They were going to drop one against the Kansas City Chiefs, or they may have going to be able to drop one against the Buffalo Bills, or the Colts, who were leading the division and leading, at one point, leading the AFC. These type of games, they thought we were going to drop those type of games, and we just ran through them. We did start out slow. We had to adjust, and we made the adjustments, and the team is who we thought they were going to be, or who they thought they were going to be, who they expected themselves to be. The Texans are who they expected themselves to be. With that, we 9-5. And we had the fourth hardest schedule. So when it comes to teams like the Patriots, who had the easiest schedule, or the Broncos, who had like the second or third easiest schedule, we're the only team with the hardest schedule that have pretty much did what we were supposed to do. That's why I can say, look, we went through hard mode, and we're here. We're where we at. We went through hard mode. Went through the Rams, went through the Bucks, Colts, Chiefs, Bills. These hard mode teams, Ravens, hey, it's not our fault they got injured. They were on our schedule, just like they do us. You got to beat who in front of you. It's not our fault Lamar wasn't there. We got to beat who in front of us. Some things fell our way. We're not going to ignore that. Some of the injuries and teams injured, and it fell our way. But how many times have we been injured and faced up against a team we didn't have our running back or wide receiver, or Tank Dell wasn't there, or Joe Mixon wasn't there, or our tackle wasn't there, Titus Howard wasn't there, and we drop a game, and it happens. It's the NFL. Some of your best soldiers are going to fall. And I said this before, you still have to pick up the fight. You still have to have the guys on your team that can come in and fill the role, that have that mindset. I want my first guy to be relentless. I need my fifth guy I want my fourth guy on that position, on that running back position, to be as relentless as the first guy. And that's how I don't want you. I don't want you on my team if just because you third on the depth chart, you still ain't, you sitting there, oh man, I get to sit back and chill. Davis Mills, if Davis Mills had that mentality, we wouldn't have went 3 games off. I get to sit back. CJ gonna be all right. I get to sit back and watch him. I collect the check. No, Davis Mills had that mentality. I got to be ready when my time calls. They gonna call my name. You got to. This is NFL. People, we deal with it. He's smart. We deal with injuries. I got to be sharp on my game to step in, lead this team, and win. We wouldn't be here without Davis Mills today. We wouldn't be here without Nick Chubb. We wouldn't be here without Woody Marks, the closer. Woody Marks is the closer of this team, as if he's been closing out games since the Buffalo Bills game. Before that, the fourth quarter, they give him the ball, he get them tough yards. That's why ain't no iron team. It's no superstar on this team. They all recognize that they feeding off of each other's energy. That's why I'm not worried about this offense, because we have the way CJ's been playing. And he just stated, as he just said in his press conference, you have to be playing your smartest and your best ball comes December, because that's when everybody's starting to really feel the pressure and lock in. That's an old age-old adage that you got to be playing your best football in December. History was made today. Shout out to Jawar. And With that being said, man, to me, I'm gonna say this right now. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm gonna say this right now. This is the best team that the Houston Texans have had in team history. Coaching across the board, special teams, defense, offense is lackluster. It ain't got to be the best offense that we've ever had, but it's good enough. You got the quarterback. You got people who's waking up and they're being taught well enough to where they can wake up. The offensive line is making adjustments. We're not going into December with some of the same problems we had in September. This is one of the best teams that the Houston Texans have ever had. This is the best team. I'm saying it now. This is the best team. But hey, we going next week against a Oakland Raiders team that's going to be ready for war. These guys are going to be ready for war, and we can't sleep on them either. Just like we respected the Arizona Cardinals I said Oakland Raiders, respect the Las Vegas Raiders. They're going to be ready. We're going to go and I got one more little clip I want to go over. As far as I want to hear what Woody Marks had to say, because he went out in the second half. And I want to see what he had to say. So let's check out what Woody Marks had to say, guys, after the Texans win.
Did it just bounce right to you? Yeah, it just bounced right to me. I just picked it up and then hit the same hole I was supposed to go to. So, yeah. How are you feeling? What was the injury? Huh? The injury? How you feeling? Foot. Yeah. Oh, I'm good. I'm going to be good. What was banged up? I was coming back in, but they kind of just held me out. So yeah. What do you think about Jawar's game? Great game. That big run. We talked about it all week. He's gonna cut back for 50. He was like he had the pads on in a minute. He got tired. We seen his leg flimsy, but he had a great game. I'm sure you don't care about fantasy football even a little bit, but people are mad that your touchdown doesn't count because it was like a fumble recovery. Yeah. What do you think about that? Oh, I don't really know about fantasy. But yeah. Appreciate you.
How do you feel about how the team is playing and the streak y'all are on to really improve y'all's playoff chances?
I'm feeling good about it. Just one week at a time, 1-0 every time. We got great teams ahead of us. We got to take it 1 week at a time.
How big is it for you guys when you're able to jump out to such a big lead early to kind of to get things?
Excuse me. I'm gonna kill it right there, man. But basically, Woody Marks was coming. The press conference mics, man, the locker room mics, man. They've been known that they're lackluster on those mics, man. So if you didn't really hear what he was saying, Woody Marks was just saying, "Hey, man, he's happy for Jawar Jordan." They talked about it all week about him when he got his opportunity because he was called up. So they knew he was going to touch the ball. He was called up because Chubb was out, and he was 2 behind, Woody, making his cutbacks. And that's what Woody Marks is a very good cutback running back. He sees something. If it's not there, he's going to make his cutback. And so, this is what it is. Ain't no iron team. It ain't no jealousy. And I seen something on Twitter about Woody Marks deleted a tweet. Who knows, man? They make nothing to do much ado about nothing a lot of times in this media. Everybody wants to get the clicks. But this is a team effort, man, and we got guys on this team that can make plays like that. We got personnel that can just take over a game when you need to. A great debut game from Woody. From Jawar Jordan. A historic debut from Jawar Jordan. Hadn't been done in team history. Hadn't been done all year. And the guy showed that he's a playmaker, that he has a spot on this team that he needs to remain. So what do they do when Chubb gets healthy? What do they do? Well, I'm curious. Are they gonna keep 3 running backs? Well, maybe who are they gonna move? Are they gonna move Darray down, or what? Are they gonna move Darray out the way? It's gonna be interesting, man. I'm gonna be real interested in knowing what these guys are gonna do. But hey, man, Houston Texans go 9-5 on the season. Started out 0-3. Houston Texans have a wild card spot secured. We're just waiting on the Broncos to go ahead and knock off. Crossing our fingers, the Broncos to knock off the Jacksonville Jaguars is where we're gonna catch them guys at. And then let's see here, week 16. Let's see what we facing. Let's go around the league first. Let me go around the league right quick for all the other people that tap in, man, that may be fans of other teams, man. Falcons beat the Bucks. Bucks been dropping them games, man. 5-9 Falcons beat the Bucks. 7-7, the 7-7 Buccaneers. 29-28. The Browns lost to the Bears 31-3. Shout out to Caleb Williams, man. That team, he came in quickly and turned that team around. Maybe he was looking at C.J. Stroud a little certain way because he already knew that, like, man, I'm going to be great. I ain't want to hear that teaching and whatever he had to say, whatever. Maybe that was the case. Cardinals, of course, they lost to us. The Jets, they lose. They couldn't pull a trap game up on the Jaguars. Like I say, Trevor Lawrence threw 5 TDs today. That brother had 5 TDs and passing, and he ran in one, so he accounted for one. Chargers beat the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes, unfortunately, is out for the season. Pat is out for the season, guys. Torn ACL. But that's it. It is what it is, man. That's just part of the game, and I think that's his first major injury. That's Pat's first major injury, and he tweeted out, somebody tweeted out he's doing the 08 Brady blood sacrifice. Somebody check on Matt Castle. Yeah, man, it's crazy how this league is, man, and how people think. People think crazy stuff like that. But, getting back to it, the Bills beat the Patriots. They moved to 10-4. Patriots dropped to 11-3. Commanders, They beat the Giants, but they're out of the playoffs. And then you have the Dallas lost to the Vikings. The Eagles smashed the Raiders. Broncos beat the Packers. Rams, man, their offense is just another level. That's your toughest test. Whoever meets them, I think those guys. I'm thinking the Rams are gonna probably pull another one and get to the Super Bowl the way they've been playing. Man, I don't know too many people that can stop these guys. These guys are fantastic. They just tough. Puka Nacua, he showed his toughness when they took that hit in the first game he played us, and he just got up and just kept cooking. And the 49ers cooked the Titans. A lot of these guys are battling for the first pick of the draft, man. But hey, you know what, guys? We can all go to sleep and have a good week and rest. Today wasn't a beat game where we like, oh no, maybe I was a little perturbed about us giving up 20 points because we couldn't stop Trey McBride. That guy was killing us, man. But we'll get that worked on. They'll put whoever in the right spot. I'm not sure was EJ Speed in the game because how was Clark in the situation in the red zone on a guy like McBride? The best tight. I've realized today that Trey McBride is the best tight end in the league, and the torch is being passed from guys like Kelsey to guys like guys like Trey McBride. Guys, like Laporta. But hey, man, y'all stay tapped in. I'll have some highlights, some reels. I know y'all probably seen that tendonism, Texas tendonism video I dropped, man. It's been going crazy. I'm gonna keep stuff like that going. I'll be able to do some more interviews come the Colts game. I guess it won't be to the Colts game because we don't have another home game until the Colts game, and I'm not traveling. It's the holiday season, man. So I'll be there at the Colts game to get some of the feel of the Colts fans, man, on that last game because it may be a close one. It may be a nail biter. The Colts may be playing for a playoff position. We don't know, but y'all just stay tapped in with your boy Blastoff, man, on the Real Texans Talk. I've had a great time tonight, man. Thanks for all the guys that tapped in tonight, man. Y'all keep supporting the channel. Hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. We're going to keep it real with the Real Texans Talk. Fellow Texans fans, fellow sports fans, chop it up with everyday sports fan like myself, man. But y'all stay tapped in, man. Again, hit that like button, man, and stay tapped in with your boy Blastoff on the Real Texans Talk. I appreciate everybody again that's tapped in. And we will be having some guests coming up soon on the show. So y'all make sure you don't miss it. So if you hit that subscribe button, you won't miss a thing, man. You won't miss a beat. Follow on X at Blastoff_ENT. Follow on Instagram at Blastoff_entertainment. Follow on Twitter, follow on YouTube here, and follow the channel, man. We also got the TikTok set up now, man. Just started the TikTok at Blastoff_entertainment on TikTok. But thank you guys, man. Once again, man, it's been real. Appreciate every time you guys tap in, man. It's a joy and fun to me to be able to keep this thing rolling. Until then, H-Town made, go Texans. You got the Real Texans Talk, real takes from real fans, keeping it real H-Town, baby. Y'all have a good one, man. We out. Peace.